All right, today we are diving into something pretty amazing. How artificial intelligence is completely changing the game for recycling. It's a journey that's way more high-tech than you'd think, and it all kicks off the second you decide to recycle a bottle. Let's get into it.
You know, we all do it. We carefully separate our plastics, our cans, our paper, and we hope we're doing the right thing. But what actually happens next? Is all that effort worth it? Well, the answer is a little complicated, but honestly, it's also way more interesting than you might imagine.
So here's the dream, right? Every single thing we recycle gets cleanly turned into something new. But the reality, it's often a messy jumble. Just one greasy pizza box or one wrong kind of plastic can contaminate a huge batch of perfectly good recyclables. And that just ruins the quality, making it almost impossible to create valuable new products. That right there is the fundamental problem. But what if we could tackle that contamination issue from the very beginning? I mean, right at the moment we throw something away. Well, that's exactly where a whole new generation of smart technology is stepping in, and it's building a much-needed bridge between us and a real circular economy.
See, this is the key. The whole journey from being trash to becoming treasure, it all hangs on that first handoff. And these new technologies are designed to make sure that the high-quality stuff we get rid of stays high quality, preserving its value from the absolute get-go.
So, let's meet the first piece of tech in this new system, the reverse vending machine. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is like a vending machine that works backwards. Instead of you putting money in to get a drink out, you put an empty bottle in to get a reward out. And the process couldn't be simpler. You just pop in your bottle or can, the machine immediately scans it, figures out what it is, and boom, you get a reward. This instant gratification is so important because it really encourages people to participate, and it guarantees that what goes into the system is clean and perfectly sorted from square one.
Okay, next up is the smart bin. Now, don't just picture your average public trash can. This thing is a smart, connected device that uses AI to actually sort your waste for you, right there on the spot.
And these bins have some serious superpowers. There's a camera inside with an AI that knows exactly what you threw in, and it sorts it automatically. When it gets full, it sends an alert to the collection crew, which helps make their routes way more efficient. So yeah, it's not just a bin. It's a self-sorting, data-crunching, efficiency-boosting machine. So, we've collected all this great clean material. Now let's pull back the curtain and head inside a modern sorting facility. This is where the real magic happens. And let me tell you, it looks less like a dump and a lot more like a factory from the future. I want you to imagine a kind of super fast, super smart post office, but for our recycling. Things are flying down conveyor belts at mind-boggling speeds, and they're being identified, grabbed, and sorted with a level of accuracy that, frankly, no human could ever match. It all works because of this incredible symphony of technology. You've got high-tech cameras and optical sorters that act as the eyes, a seriously powerful AI as the brain, and then a whole army of robotic arms to do all the heavy lifting. Let's break down how they all work together. First up, you have the eyes of the operation. As all this material is rushing down the line, a whole bank of cameras and optical sorters are scanning every single piece, grabbing a ton of visual data in just a fraction of a second. All of that data gets fed instantly to the brain, the artificial intelligence. This AI has been trained on millions of items, so it can analyze that visual feed and identify anything and everything based on its unique signature, its color, shape, material, even its texture. And the final piece of the puzzle is the hands. Following the AI's split-second commands, these super precise robotic arms with custom grippers reach in, pick out each item, and drop it into the right bin. The result? Perfectly pure streams of material. And the jump in efficiency here, it is just incredible. These automated systems can sort everything at least twice as fast as human workers. Plus, they can run 24/7 without getting tired and with far, far fewer mistakes. That kind of speed and precision completely changes the economics of recycling. So you might be asking, what's the end game for all this amazing tech? Well, it's all pushing us toward a totally new way of thinking, something we can call Recycling 4.0. It's about moving past just managing waste and starting to create genuine value. And this is so important. The goal isn't just sorting for the sake of sorting. It's about creating these pure streams of secondary materials, plastics, metals, glass, that are so high quality they can actually compete with brand new virgin materials when it comes to manufacturing.
And this really puts it into a bigger context. This is all part of a larger industrial evolution that leads to things like lower prices, better quality goods, and much faster turnaround times. At the end of the day, this technology is what makes the circular economy not just a nice idea, but a profitable one.
So the big takeaway is this major shift in focus. You see, old recycling was all about quantity, just processing as much as possible. But that led to contamination and something called downcycling. You know, when a plastic bottle gets turned into something of lower value, like a park bench. Recycling 4.0, on the other hand, is all about quality and purity. That's what allows for true circularity, where that same plastic bottle can actually become another new bottle again and again.
Okay, so we've looked at all these huge, complex, high-tech systems. But what does any of this have to do with you, standing in your kitchen with an empty water bottle? Well, it turns out it matters a whole lot. What all of this really means is that your simple choice to recycle now has a much bigger impact. This technology is like a giant safety net, making sure your good intentions don't go to waste because of some contamination problem down the line. You're not just a person throwing something away. You are the very first and most important link in a high-tech supply chain that's literally building a more sustainable future.
So the next time you drop a bottle into a reverse vending machine or toss a can into the recycling, just remember this. You're not at the end of that product's life. You're actually standing at the very beginning of its next one.
And that kind of leaves us with one final big question to think about. With technology like this becoming more common, we really do have the power to redesign how things work. So what if we could build a world where waste isn't even a concept anymore? Where every end is, truly, just a new beginning?